The Indianapolis Colts open up the NFL season at Lucas Oil Stadium on Sunday. We will give you a preview from Taylor Tannenbaum as Carson Wentz becomes a Colts quarterback for the first time on Sunday. We'll get the practice today, and you'll hear from the starting Colts quarterback. Welcome to a Facebook Live here on our Wednesday night. Great to be with you. I'm Scott. We'll get with Angela in a moment. Talk about a beautiful night across central Indiana. Temperatures have been very nice today. Got a couple of hard stories that we're going to talk about as well. We've got some breaking news in Lebanon tonight where 3 bodies were discovered in an apartment complex. I'll get you the very latest on that. And we've got an update for you on the fight that led to a stabbing and one person hospitalized at North Central High School today, sending all the kids home early today. We'll get you an update on those 2 breaking news stories, but we want to begin with our weather tonight because it really has been a spectacular day, and Angela's here to tell us about really some wonderful weather.
Yes, if you like today, you're going to like the next couple of days.
Nice.
We do have kind of a reinforcing shot of some cool air that's been triggering a couple of showers across Wisconsin and Michigan, so we may end up with a couple more clouds tomorrow afternoon. Mid-70s though for highs.
Wow.
So
We'll take it.
Yeah, and a cool night ahead. We'll be in the mid-50s to start. These are the forecast low temperatures out the door for your Thursday, and then the rest of Thursday just pretty quiet. Mix of sun and clouds, temperatures close to 70 at lunchtime, and then mid-70s for highs. We're not quite done with the summertime warmth, but the next couple of days will be mild. Mid-70s tomorrow, close to 80 on Friday, and then we've got 80s on tap for the weekend and could have some upper 80s nearing 90 the early part of next week. So if it's too cool for you, you're not ready for that taste of fall yet, there's still some summertime warmth in the 7-day forecast.
All right, very good. Got lots of Facebook friends joining us tonight on this Wednesday night. Glenn Wright joining us, saying good evening to Angela and Scott. Stephen is joining us tonight. Teresa says, love the weather.
Oh, me too.
Yeah.
Me too.
I think a lot of people really enjoying it. Stephen wants to know, whose idea was it to close pools after Labor Day? It's still hot after Labor Day.
See?
Can we please get this changed?
I know. I wonder, well, it's probably because the kids go back to school and
Right.
they're obviously not as busy during the week, which explains
Yep.
maybe why they close. But you're right. It's always warm in September, at least somewhat warm. And I think we always get a warm week in October as well.
Yep, yeah, we do. Sharon saying beautiful weather today. Teresa from Galveston tonight. We've got Anastasia checking in from Syracuse, New York again. So Anastasia, good to have you with us. Josephine saying hello. And Mike Lively from Clayton, Indiana. And Susan talking about the Colts. So it's good to have everybody here on Facebook.
Yeah, it's time for football.
That's right, it is. We'll be talking about the Colts season opener coming up in a moment. But first, we do want to bring you some breaking news. This comes from Lebanon tonight, where sadly we have learned that 3 bodies have been discovered inside of an apartment complex in Lebanon. We've got some video from the scene. Limited information right now. Police told us they found the 3 people dead inside of an apartment complex. The bodies discovered tonight by a friend who came to the apartment complex on East Walnut. Police in Lebanon still trying to figure out how these victims died. That does include the possibility of a double murder and a suicide. We've got crews on the scene talking with police. We'll get you an update coming up tonight on 13 News at 11. Now I want to update you on what happened today out at North Central High School. We had a fight between a couple of kids that led to a stabbing, and this prompted basically all the kids to be sent home for the day early, and our Rich Nye was there and has the latest for us.
The Washington Township School Superintendent says 2 senior students, both boys, began arguing outside North Central High School when they arrived. The argument continued inside when one boy stabbed the other. Staff quickly intervened. The student suspect was apprehended. The student stabbed received immediate medical attention. Students went home early at 10 a.m. We talked to a few students being picked up by their parents.
There have been like a number of fights that there's like notable amount of fights since we came back, but I just feel like since COVID and like there was almost no fights during COVID, people were like rehashing old beefs and like basically working it out during the first little like month that we've been in school.
North Central High School is the 3rd largest high school in the state. They pride themselves on a diverse enrollment of almost 3,800 students. The superintendent has two of her own children that attend North Central High School.
The fact is, since we started school, we have seen an increase in physical aggression by our students. The violence must stop so that our schools can remain safe places to learn. Washington Township Schools, with full support of the school board, will continue to support proactive measures, but when violence does occur, it will not be tolerated.
It's been really annoying because it's really disrupting our learning environment, but it's happened a lot this past month.
Now it's like worse because it's like stabbing, it's worse than it was. At first it was just jumping in regular fights, but it got worse.
School resumes Thursday with additional security and support for students and staff needing counseling.
So as Rich mentioned, school resumes tomorrow. We'll continue to cover that story, let you know how things go tomorrow with the beefed up police presence and the counselors there on staff. So we'll continue to cover that. And that'll also be part of our big story tonight on 13 News at 11, again with that breaking news coming out of Lebanon. All right, let's lighten the mood a little bit and give you a live shot of Lucas Oil Stadium. They are rocking right now. Guns N' Roses playing inside of Lucas Oil Stadium. And I tell you what, somebody that you should, if obviously you're not there at the concert, but like us, we're not there.
We're working.
Yeah,
we know lots of people at the concert.
Dave Lindquist is there at the concert. He's a fun follow there on Twitter. He's talking about, let's see, Axel on his best Hoosier behavior after Sweet Child of Mine. A perfect example of what growing up around cornfields can get you. Spinning that as a positive, just to clarify. And Slash uncorking an 11-minute solo tonight at Lucas Oil Stadium. And you know somebody there at the concert.
Mark is there. He sent a video of Slash. So I don't know if it was part of the 11-minute whatever he did, but yeah. Yeah.
Well, I know lots of people are interested in Guns N' Roses. So anyway, hey, let us know who your favorite, your favorite song is with Guns N' Roses tonight as that concert continues. And of course, Lucas Oil Stadium, Angela, on Sunday, there for the Colts. It is. So it's we're back into big, highly attended indoor events.
That's right. So I assume the roof wasn't open for Guns N' Roses tonight.
No, it didn't appear as though it did.
So, and that will be the question for the Colts. Do they open it on Sunday? Typically, in the past, when it gets warm and we're forecasting mid to upper 80s, sometimes they keep it closed, keep the players more comfortable, keep the fans more comfortable. But we were talking about it. Is it safer, perhaps, to have it open, even if everyone going is going to sweat a little bit more?
Yeah, I think that's going to be an interesting decision. I mean, Jim Irsay, the owner of the Colts, he's the one who gets the final call on this. And like you mentioned, when it's very hot and sunny, sometimes they do close it because, to keep the fans comfortable.
Sure.
But I think in light of COVID, it'll be interesting with 70,000 fans inside. Will they open it? Will they open the window? It'll be interesting to see.
Well, and I wonder if that will weigh on their minds at all. Are they putting that into, this is how we're going to make the decision.
Right.
And typically on an 88-degree day, 87-degree day, we would close it. But considering where we are still in the pandemic, for the safety of our fans, are we going to open it? So it'd be interesting to see.
Yeah, it sure will.
Get an interview with Mr. Irsay.
Let's get, hey, Jim, if you're watching Facebook Live.
Maybe he's a Guns N' Roses.
Give us a buzz. Yeah, he actually, as much of a music fan as Jim Irsay is, he may be down at Lucas Oil Stadium watching Axel and Slash. All right, let's get with Taylor Tannenbaum, who is at practice today, leading up to the season opener on Sunday.
There was a different feeling in the air here today at the Colts complex, being a game week Wednesday. The team hitting the practice field hard this afternoon with the season opener against the Seattle Seahawks now just 5 days away. Even quarterback Carson Wentz stressed the significance of today, not only just physically for him being a full participant in today's practice, but also mentally as he begins this new chapter of his career.
This officially really feels like it kicks off game week when you come in and you're full go against Seattle. You got the game plan in, got a lot of things going on, super busy day. Early alarm clock today when I woke up, it officially registered in my mind it's game week and it's go time.
Remember that Latin phrase Philip Rivers lived by, nunc cepi, which translates to now I begin? Well, gone are the days of Rivers and his hats and t-shirts, but the saying couldn't be more relevant for his successor, Carson Wentz.
I think of it as another opportunity. You know, I think it's I believe God's got lots of things going on in my life, and He's put me here for a reason. I'm going to make the most of it, whatever that looks like, whatever that means.
After 5 years with the Eagles, Wentz is ready to rewrite the narrative, coming off the worst season of his career.
I think he's in a really good mindset right now. I really do. I think he's locked in. It's evident to me in every way. You know, he's a team-first guy. This guy is a team-first guy. He doesn't care about his stats. He doesn't care about any of that stuff. What he cares about is winning.
There were times in Philly, especially last season, when Wentz sometimes did too much, which resulted in miscues and negative plays. Now with the supporting cast he has around him in Indy, Wentz doesn't have to do it all, something he and Frank Reich have talked about a lot.
Shoot, we used to talk about it together in Philly for a couple of years. So it's something we're always talking about and discussing, and coaches are always reminding me and all of those things. So it's a healthy balance, a healthy conversation every time.
When Wentz takes the field on Sunday, he admits emotions will be high. Not to mention, it's a sold-out home game and a chance to set the tone for the entire season.
We all know the opener is a big deal, especially when it's a home opener, especially when your owner is letting you know that it's a big deal. And so I think we've all got that message, and for sure I'd like to deliver him one of these here before too long.
So we'll see if Carson Wentz can be the guy to finally lead the Colts to a season-opening win for the first time since 2013. Wentz also talked about that foot he had surgery on just 5 weeks ago on August 3rd. He says right now it's in a good place, still has a little bit of pain, but he is confident. Colts have 2 more practices this week, then it's showtime on Sunday, guys.
Taylor, thanks so much. So, Facebook friends, what do you think? Colts win on Sunday? I mean, they're playing a very good Seattle team. Russell Wilson, outstanding quarterback. They're always good.
They are always good, although I don't think they were as good last year as I thought they were going to be. Were they? Anybody remember? I remember they get close, but never,
right.
You know, over the whatever.
And look, I hope Carson Wentz ends up being the quarterback that Frank Reich and Jim Irsay believe that he can be. Hopefully he can stay healthy. Hopefully he'll make good decisions in the pocket. And, look, he had a bad year last year in Philly. Hopefully he turns it back in. And I think because he and Frank Reich have a history together, hopefully that's going to translate.
Yeah, there's comfort there.
I hope so.
Yeah.
And hopefully his foot is healed. Let's give you another live look at Lucas Oil Stadium. Guns N' Roses continues apparently to play down there. We had a pretty nice look inside, and I imagine there's a lot of people in there waiting for that concert to end this evening. I saw that somebody said, Anastasia said, never heard of the group, referring to Guns N' Roses. So Anastasia.
GNR? Anastasia, not a GNR fan.
Not a GNR fan at all. Missy saying, Sweet Child of Mine.
That's a good one.
Is her favorite. I think my favorite Guns N' Roses, Welcome to the Jungle.
That's a good one, too.
That's a really good song to be driving and listening to that song. All right, wake up weather tomorrow?
Wake up weather, middle and upper 50s. We get to 70 by noon, mix of sun and clouds tomorrow. We'll keep a close eye on that reinforcing shot of some cool air because, as I mentioned, there were a couple spotty showers up north, so maybe the northern part of the state gets a shower or two tomorrow. Otherwise, it's a sunny stretch for central Indiana. We've got a new tropical storm.
Yeah, another
Mindy.
one. Oh, my gosh.
Mindy. So we'll have the track of Mindy. It doesn't look like it's got enough room over open water to gain strength to a hurricane, but I'll have the track for you at 11.
All right, very good. So a lot to discuss tonight at 11. Thanks so much for joining us here on Facebook Live. We'll see you tonight on 13 News at 11. Good night.